Hello world, this is Ina and I'm here to show you how to live your best life through entrepreneurship. Are you ready for this? We are live. This is the first live episode of Commuting Bites. So what you're gonna see is that every weekday I'm going to be publishing an episode on Facebook and on YouTube, and you can follow it by going to inacoveney.com/YouTube. You go there, you subscribe to the channel, make sure that you click on the bell so that it notifies you on your phone when there's new episodes. And the episodes are basically just full of really useful information that you should know if you're planning on starting your business online. These are all lessons that I have learned over the past 3 years, and I'm condensing them all for you. So I really hope that you find it helpful. If you do, I tell people it's like a drinking game. If I say something that makes you laugh, if I say something that is super useful, that you're like, yeah, I hear that, click on the like button, subscribe, leave me a comment. The engagement is what gets other people to find the show. So that's what that is. And on Fridays, I'm going to do a live Q&A. Now, as I start to build my audience, I'm just going to start coming up with topics myself. But you can submit a question for the next live cast by going to inacoveney.com/ask Ina. So you submit your question there and I will answer it every Friday right here with you, with all of you watching. So today what I wanted to talk to you about, and I have my computer here so that I don't miss anything, is social media engagement maximizer. So stick around because at the end I have a freebie for you, and every episode has a freebie for you. So stick around because I'm going to tell you what that is. So first things first. Today we're going to talk about how to maximize your reach on social media. So this, it sounds like what everybody else is doing, right? All you have to do is just have a social media account and post, and that's it. So I like busting myths. So whatever you think you're doing with your social media account, I want you to listen carefully to see if you're doing this in a way that will maximize your engagement. All right? So here is how experts use social media. Each one has a specific purpose. They understand that they have a specific audience. They understand that they need to post on it on a certain frequency that is different for every social media outlet, and that people use them in different ways. So that's how you start customizing your approach to each social media type. So the myth is you have a social media account, you post your stuff, you're done. Whether people like it or not, it's really not up to you. Wrong. So that's what we're gonna bust today. The truth of the matter is that each social media account, each social media platform has a different way of being used. So I want to walk you through all of those so you can be a little bit more conscious when you post something. The first thing I want to tell you is, so the ones that I'm going to cover are Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and Instagram. Those are the most popular ones. There's also LinkedIn, Google+. I'm not gonna get into those, just we don't have that much time, but I really want you to walk away knowing about Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest, all right? So there's something super important that you need to know about these four, and that they're not all made equal. The one that, like, of this group that doesn't quite belong is Pinterest, and I want you to understand why. So Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram are social media sites where you post and people get it right away. They see it, they interact with it or not, and then they move on. Rarely will they go back to an old post. Rarely will they be searching to find that post. All they do is basically real-time engagement. All right, those three: Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Pinterest, however, doesn't work that way. Even if you're following somebody's Pinterest board, you're not going to see, oh, let me see what else they posted today. That's not normally how people use it. When people go to Pinterest, they're searching for something. It's almost like it's a Google, but with images. So these images have to be super beefy. They have to be super, like, a lot of people use infographics. It's a lot of information in an image just so that people can see it right away and click on it. But it's basically a search engine. So if I post something on Pinterest, if I have a pin for a podcast that I did, as long as I'm using the right keywords, as long as I'm using the right hashtags, people may be able to find it again. So if they're looking up, give me, we use this one a lot because my friend Rachel, she has like a top pin on Pinterest called the keto peanut butter fat bombs. And that is a post that has blown up. So whenever anybody searches for that on Pinterest, her post comes up first. So you can see how that's like Google, right? She created that post years ago, but it's still getting a lot of traction. So you have to understand how people are using each social media type. So Facebook, all of these, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, they have a very short lifespan, right? Instagram is a little bit different from Facebook and Twitter, and that you can actually see somebody's board. It's very easy to see somebody's past posts on Instagram. You can't get around it. Once you see somebody's profile, you see the 3-column grid. So it's possible that you're going back months just by scrolling once. So that is a great feature of Instagram, which means that you have to be super creative when you come up with your Instagram posts. They have to look beautiful, they have to look branded, and I have a whole episode that you should check out. It's episode number 2. All right, so if you want to go check out that episode, go to inacoveney.com/YT2. YT stands for YouTube, right? So that will take you to the YouTube video for that episode. It tells you everything about how to brand, how to use Instagram for business in a way that is perfectly branded for you and that it maximizes your reach. So if you want to dive in deeper, inacoveney.com/YT2. And that will take you to that episode. Every episode has a freebie, by the way, and that one has a really good one at the end. So we were talking about Pinterest. I already told you it's like a search engine. So think about it that way. Be really careful about your keywords. Make sure your descriptions are really meaty and that they contain the keywords that people are searching for. So Pinterest, treat it as a search engine. That's how people find your old stuff. Instagram, make sure it's beautifully branded. Make sure that your message is tight and that everybody can understand it as soon as they see it. And be mindful that people can see your old posts very easily. So you want to start driving engagement with those. They just have to be beautifully created to entice people to click on them. So that's Instagram. Number 3 is Facebook. So the way people use Facebook is they look at their newsfeed and they interact and then they move on. Rarely you will have people going to your actual page, to your actual profile to see, oh, what else is this person doing? Truth of the matter is that we all have stuff to do, right? We don't all have time to just go to your page and browse and see what else you've been doing. So you have to trust that people are getting that item on their newsfeed and then interacting there. So since you only get one chance at interaction, you have to make sure it's super helpful. So your text has to be right to entice more clicks and entice more engagement, right? Think about it that way. You only get one chance to attract an audience with a Facebook post. With Twitter, it's a little bit different from all of these, and that is that the newsfeed is packed and people normally go through because they get to pick who they want to follow. They get to create lists to see, these are the people that really care about their updates. So whatever you do, it has to be something that people will want to immediately share. Not so much with everything else, right? With everything else, you want to drive engagement. You want people to click on it. With Twitter, you're looking for retweets. You're looking for favorites. You want people to actually say, I stand for this, so I want to post this on my wall. It's very easy to do that. So with Twitter, you want to make sure you're always present, right? That you're always posting something so that you can jump to the top. Since people's Twitter feeds are so packed, right? People are following hundreds of people at a time. You want to make sure that every time they open Twitter, they will see you right at the top, which means that you have to share on Twitter a lot more than you would on other social media outlets. All right, so think about it that way. Okay, so that takes care of how you use each one. Now, the frequency with which you use each one has actually been researched, and there's a data-driven report made by a company called CoSchedule.com. This is a company that does social media scheduling. It's a super useful tool. They're not paying me for this advertisement, and I've actually admit I have not purchased their product because I had already purchased another product before I found out about them. But if I had known about them first, I would have immediately bought it because they help you batch your content. Hi, I see there's somebody live. Who is it? Oh, hi Trisha. So they help you batch your content so that you can actually post to each social media outlet, right, as you know, every day. And sorry, I'm getting distracted by bells and whistles. My first time doing live. So yeah, you can post everything. Like, you can just sit down on a Friday and schedule all of your social media posts for the following week. You can do that. CoSchedule allows you to do that for every social media outlet, which is wonderful. There's other softwares that allow you to do it for like one, just for Twitter or just for Pinterest or just for Instagram. CoSchedule does the whole thing. Great tool. So they do data-driven analysis on social media, and they came up with these optimal number of times that you should be sharing on each social media outlet to maximize your engagement. So I'm not gonna go through them here because it's a lot of it. They also said for each social media outlet, what type of posts drive the most engagement. I'm just going to read one of them so you can get an idea. So for Facebook, the most engaging posts people interact with most are quizzes, stories. So when you tell a story, people like that. People like reading stories. Something that is inspirational. People love getting sunlight in their day. And emotion, something that evokes emotion on people. So I put this whole grid together and I sourced it. I said the source is CoSchedule. And you can go download it at inacoveney.com/5. And that is the freebie for you for today. inacoveney.com/5. And you're gonna get my whole list of the platform, the most engaging types of posts for each platform, including Google Plus and LinkedIn, by the way, and the number of recommended posts per day. I'm just gonna leave you with a teaser. For Facebook, is one post per day. For the others, it's very different. You're gonna wanna go download it and check it out to make sure you're maximizing your reach. So that is what I had for you today. That was your freebie for the day. This was the first live episode of Commuting Bites. Woo! Party! So thank you all for watching. If you want to ask me a question for the next live episode next Friday, just go to inacoveney.com/askina. Submit your question and I will answer it every Friday live 9:30 Eastern time. Thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful weekend ahead.